Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Did Mayweather put duck sauce on the fried rice? Tell me it isn't so when it comes to the De La Hoya rematch. Now, if y'all remember, Floyd and De La Hoya fought. And Floyd got a split decision win over him. Now, when watching that fight, it was a close fight, man. Some people felt De La Hoya won. Some people felt Mayweather won. Bottom line is Mayweather got denied, okay? But the rematch never happened. Now, for me, I remember all of that. But I just thought that, hey, the ship sailed, you know what I'm saying? But De La Hoya came out and he was there on Club Shay Shay, and De La Hoya, it's like once you get that man talking, it's like he don't know how to shut up, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, De La Hoya's been speaking his truth, and he's been kind of puffing up his chest, and he's not taking crap from anybody. And what he said is he said basically Mayweather ducked him. So they had a contract. It said after the fight, there was a year. They had a year to have the rematch. And what Floyd did is Floyd chose to retire, opposed to having a rematch with De La Hoya. So he rematched for 1 year and 1 day. So after the year elapsed, the contract was void, and then the very next day, 1 year and 1 day, Floyd returned. Now, I didn't go fact check all that shit, but I just thought it was funny as hell because maybe there's a little bit of truth to it. I don't know if I can accept it as 100% truth, but when you listen to De La Hoya talk about it, if Floyd Mayweather felt that he dodged a bullet in that De La Hoya fight, where he ended up getting a victory when it could have really gone to De La Hoya, and that fight was tough because that fight wasn't easy for Mayweather. Maybe Mayweather was the first one really to come out here and put duck sauce on the fried rice. But that being said, this thing about Mayweather and turning into Money Mayweather after fighting De La Hoya and being more of a businessman and being careful about the opponents that he's selecting and making sure he picks opponents that he can defeat and finish out his career undefeated with taking very little to no damage. I don't know if I buy that. You know what I'm saying? We know De La Hoya he doesn't have the best relationship with Floyd. De La Hoya said a lot of different things out there on the Club Shay Shay platform. Yeah, I really don't know what to think about that shit. I'm not worried about what Floyd said. It's just me trying to understand. Because I know Floyd had his pops. I remember his dad getting in the ring and they interviewed his dad. That just shows you how shady. But they got a job to do. But these commentators and shit are, man. Asking Floyd Sr. what he thought. I think it was Jim Gray. He was like, Floyd Sr., it's hard to get that man to structure a sentence and shit. But he finally got out after about 10 minutes of, finally after about 10 fucking minutes, he says you got to give the fight to De La Hoya. And I thought that was a little bit shocking, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, my man, you really let these people pick your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You let them pick your mouth to come out and say something against your son. But just to hear De La Hoya say that he would have went for the rematch for Floyd, that it looked like it could have still happened. But Floyd Mayweather Sr. was going to train him. And he said what the problem is Floyd Mayweather Sr. wanted so much money to where De La Hoya is like, no, I'm not giving you that much money. And two, De La Hoya said, because he basically, because De La Hoya has values and morals and shit, that he just didn't want to come and put have a father train him to beat the father's son. Now I'm like, okay, Oscar De La Hoya, that atta boy, good job. You get the gold star. You ensured that, the father and son, that precious relationship or rapport remained intact. You brought those guys together. Kumbaya, Ali Boomaya. Shut up with that nonsense. I didn't. I the golden boy. I just, man, father and son. Shut up, man. You have morals and values. You just sitting there talking about how you knew you would knock him out if y'all had the rematch. If I was 1 year younger, but then you come back and talk about, De La Hoya be on some shit, man. Anyway, I think it's still interesting because if you take a look at it, when Floyd, I think Floyd really thought about retiring because he thought he was rich. But when he looks back at where he is now, opposed to where he was after De La Hoya, and now he sees, wow, there was still some more work to do. And even me, man, I've been retired for almost 6 years, man. And it's like, there's some work to do. And I haven't gone back to work. Don't have to. But my youngest are getting older. I'm like, there's some more work to do out here. YouTube thing is fun. This shit pays no money. Unless people giving you donations and shit, nobody really gives me any money out here. But I do it because I love boxing. But I am thinking about, I got my LLC formed, little things bubbling there. And I'm also thinking about going back to work, man. I just don't know if I want to deal with the people. But the bottom of what I'm getting at is there's more work to do. I look at my position right now, man. I'm telling you, life is good. But if I go give it another little 10 years doing something, then it should get, ridiculous. It gets even more ridiculous. So, that being said, Mayweather duck De La Hoya. I don't think he was scared of rematching De La Hoya. I just think he had a lot of things going on at the time. And I think when you've been doing something, man, almost every single day since you've been a little bitty kid, without taking any breaks, you could understand that these guys want a little time to let their bodies heal and rest and stuff like that. I could understand it. I was doing something, man, almost every single day since I was 19 till I was 43. And I remember the day I retired, man, that feeling, like the very next day. I remember the very next day where I didn't have to go to work anymore. That shit was weird. Felt good though. And the next day, I watched that uniform, I'm like, this shit's really over. So I look at now, it's kind of going on 6 years. But to get to that point, you know what I mean? You got to grind it out. So now it's like, shit, I'll come back now and let me figure things out. Like Floyd came back, got the big deal with Showtime, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, okay, I'm doing what I want now. And that's kind of the point that I've reached. Whatever I do is going to be what I want. And, stack up a little more dough and keep the party going. But if you ask De La Hoya, Floyd put duck sauce on the fried rice. Hilarious. Keep cool, I'm in the breeze.